Welcome to the State of the City Address. Everyone, please rise and welcome the South High School Honor Guard. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Columbus City School student McKenna Hensley and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mr. Max Dameron.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose burnt stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave room through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Forward, march.
Please welcome tonight's MC, TV legend, and the pride of South High School, Angela Pace.
Bow, wow, wow, yippee-yay, yippee-yay, bow, wow, yippee-yay, yippee-yay. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You may sit. I think it's only fitting that they played that particular song, that classic, because I think that when George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic got together and wrote that song, they were talking about the Bulldogs, the mighty, mighty Bulldogs. atomic dog, cosmic dog, bulldog. Oh, oh. Good evening and welcome, Columbus. I'm Angela Pace, Director of Community Affairs for WBNS 10 TV. But tonight, much more, see, I'm not used to having hair. Much more importantly, much more significantly, I am Angie Pace, Columbus South High School class of 19, none of your business. Very, very proud. Very, very proud to be a Columbus South High Bulldog. I love this school. I got a great public school education here. I made lasting friendships here, and I learned valuable life lessons right here at South High School. Some of the happiest times in my life I spent in this building. A lot of them right up here on this stage because I've always been a ham. Loved going to school here. Very proud of South High School. Now, things are different. Things were a little different. Believe it or not, this was not a one-room schoolroom when I went here, contrary to popular belief. Things were a little different. The times were different. This was back before busing. And South, there were fewer high schools back then too. And South's district seemed to stretch way south on Parsons, almost to Circleville, and then way out east on Livingston, like almost to Bexley. It was a wide, wide area, and we walked, ladies and gentlemen. We walked to school every day for miles and miles, all uphill, 12 feet of snow from September to May. We walked to school, but it didn't matter. It was a lot of fun because we walked in groups, and we picked each other up along the way. So Sandy Hunter would come over from Linwood Avenue, pick me up at Wilson. We'd go and pick up Jeffrey Thompson over there on Champion. And then we'd go across Livingston, and we'd stop by for Junebug and Bebe and them, but they were never ready. Always late. And somehow we made it to school on time every single day. The building was different. South recently was renovated. It's beautiful now. I'm so happy about this beautiful new building that we're in. But back then, South was old. I think South was built to be 100 years old from day one. We had no air conditioning. And so in late spring, in the afternoon, it was brutal. English Lit, 8th period, Mr. Weiss's class, up on the 3rd floor. It was a sauna in there. It's late May. We can't stand it. But we know that we can't open the window. We want to because we just want some fresh air to come through and cool us down. But we know that if we open that window, in will come the dreaded South Side stank. The South Side stank, which was always there, but was worse when the weather was warm, would roll in from the rendering plant on 104. Anybody remember that? Trash burning power plant was out that way. You remember that, Mr. Dorian. I know you do. And the South Side stank would come in, and it would take down grown men. We lost our whole offensive line of our football team one year when we opened the windows and let in the South Side stank. So we shut those windows, and we sat in 8th period English Lit in Mr. Weiss's class up on the 3rd floor in silent, stinky sweat. And the neighborhood was different then. South High School has had generations of people come through. I mean, whole families, moms, dads, granddad, have gone to South High School. If you look at some of the old yearbooks, you'll see the same family names year after year after year. This was their neighborhood. This was their school. People stayed in the neighborhood, and they supported this high school. Football games, the home stands were filled not just with students and the parents of the football players and the band geeks like me, but with people who lived in the neighborhood, with businesses from the neighborhood there to cheer for the blue and gray. And when we needed new band instruments, we would put on our band uniforms and our cheerleading sweaters, and we would go door to door with our candy bars and our cookies and our light bulbs. I still don't know whose idea it was to sell light bulbs. Can't figure that out. Didn't make any money that year. But we would go door to door, And people opened their doors to us because we were South High Bulldogs, and they wanted to do whatever they could to support their school. This was their school, and this neighborhood was our neighborhood. I know things were different, and things are different now, but one thing I know is still a constant, one thing I don't think has changed, and that's the reason this building was built in the first place, the students, the kids. There is no way you can convince me that the kids who come through these doors every day today are any different from me and my classmates when we came through those doors 100 years ago. They're all coming here for the same reason. They're coming here for an education. They're coming here to build a future. They're coming here to find hope. They're coming here for a chance to be the very best Bulldogs that they can be. And ladies and gentlemen, with your help, I know we can help them to that point. And let me say it right here today, on February 21st, 2013, the South will rise again. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the top Bulldog here at Columbus South High School, the principal, Coleman Lewis.
Thank you, Angela. As a respected and successful alumni of South High School, it's very fitting that you would open tonight's events. Good evening, honored guests, partners, and friends. My name is Coleman Lewis, and I'm the principal of South High School. And it is indeed my great honor to join Angela, Superintendent Dr. Gene T. Harris, and the Columbus City School Board of Education in welcoming you to the home of the Bulldogs. For 90 years, tens of thousands of young men and women have earned their diploma from South High School and gone on to do great things in Columbus and across the globe. Today, we are serving 750 students in grades 7 through 12, and we are building on the rich history of South in an effort to create an even brighter future for our students and our community. When you were entering the building this evening, you were greeted and clapped into the building by our youth mentors from City Year Columbus. These same young men and women greet our students every morning in the same manner as a part of a new program called Diplomas Now. This effort is a partnership between Columbus City Schools, Diplomas Now, and communities and schools in City Year Columbus. It is designed to support and ensure that our students have the barriers that are preventing them from success removed, and we are already seeing great results. Partnerships and community involvement are an important part of our past, and they are a very important part of building a great future. We are fortunate to have the support of an active and engaged alumni association. We have developed a strong partnership with Nationwide Children's Hospital, and we are working to strengthen and form new partnerships with local business and community associations. We know we will be far more successful when we leverage the relationships and resources of the community to help our students reach their full potential. One of the people in the community has done and has been a shining example of a commitment to our young people is Mayor Michael Coleman. His contributions to Columbus and the legacy that he's built have made our city a wonderful place to live, to learn, and to work. We especially appreciate the attention he's given to the South Side, committing $18 million in redevelopment resources, as well as social service support to assist families and the neighborhoods that we serve. I appreciate Mayor Coleman for selecting South High School as the site for his 2013 State of the City Address, and I especially appreciate his recognition that our public schools are such an important part of not only this city's past, but more importantly, its great future. Once again, I thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy your evening, and I hope you will visit South High School again. Thank you.
I want to congratulate Mayor Coleman and all of you for continuing to make Columbus such a great place to live and to work.
Please welcome two of our city's young leaders from the Capital Kids After School and Summer Program.
Hi, my name is Michael Lewis. I'm a sixth grader at Buckeye Middle School. I am a proud member of Capital City Kids program. I'm also a member of the Columbus City Leadership Program.
Good evening. My name is Bailey Smith, and I am a fifth grader at St. Mary Elementary School. I I've been a proud member of Capital Kids after school and summer program since I was in kindergarten. Michael and I are excited to introduce the Capital Kids' biggest champion, the city's longest running, and the country's best mayor, Michael B. Coleman.
Wow, that was fantastic. I'm going to take her on the road with me. Every neighborhood I go to. I want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to thank my good friend Max Damron, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, Max is my man, and he's participated for the 4th time and has helped out with the state of the city and has been engaged in all kinds of things that I do, and he's a great young man, and we're great friends. And I want to thank also the South High ROTC for presenting the colors, and the Bulldogs, McKenna Hensley, for that fantastic rendition of the national anthem. You know, I saw her at a function, and she sang the national anthem. I said, that's the voice. That's the American Idol. We want her. And South High School Principal Colin Lewis for hosting us, and my dear friend, mega diva, Angela Pace, the pride of South High School, for her wonderful words tonight. And she's a true gem. And I want to recognize my partners at City Hall, Columbus City Council President Andy Genther, Pro Tem President Troy Miller, Council members Herschel Craig, Priscilla Tyson, Eileen Paley, Zach Klein, and the mighty Michelle Mills. And then the greatest auditor of all time in the nation, in the world, and in the universe, Hugh Dorian. City Attorney Rick Pfeiffer and Municipal Clerk Lori Tyak. And I also want to recognize Franklin County Commissioners John O'Grady, the President, Paula Brooks, and Marilyn Brown. And other elected officials, our judges, and all elected officials, our labor leaders that are here tonight. I thank you. And then members of the Board of Education are here tonight. Please stand. Where are you? Thank you very much for being here. And I thank the members of my cabinet and staff, especially my chief of staff, Mike Reese. Mike, where are you? You sit right here. Put your hand. Oh, yeah. Okay. Put your stand up, Mike. And thanks especially to all the members of my family for their constant love and support. My brother Jeff, right over here, and his kids, and Valerie, I call her J-Lo, and Anna Lane, and to my partner Janelle, and especially my children, Kimberly, Justin, and J.D., and of course Robbie. Welcome to the South Side of Columbus. This is a proud, historic neighborhood in the city of Columbus, one that reminds us of our challenges and our character. When the Southside Settlement House closed its doors, many believed this neighborhood was without help and without hope. Already suffering greater health and economic and infrastructure problems than most other areas of the city, it seemed the South Side was facing a permanent and irreversible decline. To bring this neighborhood back required much more than the city could provide. So we issued a call for new champions and new resources and a new vision. And our call was answered. John Edgar and the Community Development for All People stepped up along with Southside champions like the Grody family, the Crane family, the Kelly family, the Williams family, the Yoakum family, and of course the Weiler family, and so many others stepped up. And together we are rebuilding the Southern Gateway neighborhood with millions in new investments, new housing, new services, and a renewed sense of community purpose. And I want to thank Councilmember Herschel Craig for his support of this effort. You see, because that sense of purpose is contagious. New champions have emerged to take back this neighborhood. And they call themselves Southside Stay. And it means standing together to advance youth on the South Side. They are an inspiring grassroots organization dedicated to improving the schools, the business climate, and the overall quality of life for our children and families on the South Side. And rather than allow this neighborhood to float into oblivion, Southside Stay has decided to control its own destiny. And rather than parents moving to another community once their children reach school age, their message is to stay here on the South Side. Stay because they believe parental engagement in schools can make a difference. Stay because they are committed to creating a safer neighborhood. Stay right here on the South Side where kids can learn, grow, and prosper. This is a noble effort that can be a model for neighborhoods around our entire community. So members of Southside Stay are here tonight, and I want you to stand and be recognized. And you have your T-shirts on. Thank you. The South Side is on its way back, Columbus. We're on our way back. Now, you know, this is my 14th State of the City address. Last year was our city's 200th anniversary. And believe me, it was a year to remember. I rode a horse. I wrestled a pig. I chased chickens. I ate pies. I gave speeches everywhere. And I rode my favorite bike. All in the name of Columbus. I love riding my new bike. History will show that our bicentennial marked not just the end of 200 years, but the beginning of a renaissance. We are no longer a good city that aspires to be great, or even a great city that aspires to be recognized. We are the best city for jobs in the Midwest. We are the only city of our size in America that owns a AAA credit rating from all 3 credit rating agencies. And I want to thank Councilmember Priscilla Tyson and Auditor Hugh Dorian for the leadership on this. crime is down in almost every category, even as our population continues to grow. Homicides have dropped for a third year in a row. And we've seen a huge decrease in assaults, and robberies and burglaries and thefts are all down as well. And I want to thank Councilmember Mighty Michelle Mills for her leadership on that effort of public safety. So tonight, I come to you with good news. I'm here to report to you that the state of our city is strong and getting stronger. We are vibrant, open, and smart. And the rest of the country has taken notice. As our Congress took us to the brink of a fiscal cliff late last year, our city stood as a national model for solving problems and creating jobs. A New York Times Magazine cover story said much of the credit for the economic turnaround in the entire state of Ohio belongs to the city of Columbus. To us, right here in the city of Columbus. Time Magazine said that leaders in Washington should look to the example of Columbus on how to build a diverse coalition to address big problems with big solutions. And as our unemployment rate dropped, national attention continued to pour in. Praxis Strategy Group said we're 8th in the nation for tech jobs. American City Business Journals ranked Columbus 7th in the country for economic strength. Forbes named Columbus the best city in the nation for working moms, and the only city in Ohio among the 25 best places for businesses and careers. I'm not done. Fiscal Times named us the #4 city with the biggest bang for your buck, and Columbus was just included just last month as the only city in the nation among the Intelligent Community Forum's top 7 cities. Now here's what that means. Here's what that means. Columbus is not only the smartest city in the country, but also among the 7 smartest cities in the entire world. Last year I said we needed to get some swagger. Well, this year I say we got it. Because we cannot, although we have swagger, we cannot use our success as an excuse to puff out our chests and lay back. Success can create a hidden trap of arrogance and complacency, which can lead to failure. To me, Renaissance means no rest, because we've got more to do. We've got more challenges to overcome, more problems to solve. Our Renaissance begins with our undisputed status as a great city to find a job. And since I've been mayor, we've created almost 40,000 jobs while securing almost $7 billion, that's billion, B, in private investments to our city. And I want to thank Council Members Zach Klein and Troy Miller for their support of our efforts right over here. Thank you so much. And since last year, Columbus has created almost 3,300 new jobs, generating more than $1 billion in private investment. We're extremely proud of our progress, yet we still need more jobs for our residents. And many of those jobs can be created by doing business beyond our borders. Globalization is the next great business opportunity in Columbus. When we export products made in Columbus to countries all over the world, we create jobs and investments right here in Columbus. In fact, 4,200 jobs are created for every $1 billion in exports. Unfortunately, Columbus lags among major American cities in this area. Only 8% of our market value comes from exports. But in peer cities like Indianapolis, it's 17%. And even smaller cities like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Akron, Dayton, and even Toledo are better at exporting their products than Columbus. In fact, this is one area where we are even worse than the city of Detroit. I'm going to let that sink in. Columbus small businesses are not exposed to enough international markets. They do not have the time, the expertise, and capacity to achieve that exposure. That's why I'm proud to announce a new initiative called Columbus Global Connect. Columbus Global Connect will help our small businesses find international markets. And in 3 years, we will double the number of businesses exporting from Columbus and increase export jobs by 33%. While Columbus is the undisputed champion of job creation in the state of Ohio, the hardest work we do is the transformation of our neighborhoods. It's also the work that I'm most proud of. 1 year ago, we began the VAP initiative to demolish 900 of the worst vacant and abandoned properties in the city. We started the Mold to Own program, which grants vacant lots to neighboring residents who agree to take care of those lots. We renovated some of the properties that can be saved, and we cast a light on the worst property owners by listing their names in the newspaper. They didn't like that, and it helped. By the end of this year, we will have demolished almost 300 vacant and abandoned properties, 1/3 of our ultimate goal. And in the past 6 years, we have renovated more than 300 homes with federal funds and our own neighborhood revitalization money. And I want you to know that in 3 years from now, the worst vacant and abandoned properties that are here today will no longer plague our neighborhoods. And I want to thank City Attorney Rick Pfeiffer for his leadership for this effort. Thank you, Rick. You see, we're transforming neighborhoods all over this great city, like right here in the Southern Gateway, the neighborhood around Children's Hospital, the King Lincoln District, the neighborhood around University Hospital East, Wineland Park, Morris Road and Northland Mall, the Four Corners in South Linden, the Far West Side, American Addition, and East Franklinton. We are transforming East Franklinton into a vibrant new neighborhood of young, creative, and talented residents and businesses. And I'm proud to announce today a new anchor in Franklinton, which will take our efforts to a whole new level, and that's the Columbus Idea Foundry. This is an innovative community workshop that recently was recognized by Popular Science magazine as one of the largest and best in the nation. The Columbus Idea Foundry is an incubator of innovation, creativity, and ideas to develop products, and it provides access to equipment and technology to produce goods right there in the shop. Alex Bander is here, founder of Columbus Idea Foundry. Please stand up. Where are you? All right, Alex. the new anchor of Franklinton. The Columbus idea. Others are here? All right, stand up. Thank you. We are excited about progress in all of these neighborhoods, but we must not stop to rest. We must go west. Mount Carmel West, in fact. Mount Carmel West Hospital sits as an island in rough waters. This area is losing population as evidenced by its 27% housing vacancy rate. The unemployment rate is 28%, more than 5 times that of the entire Columbus metropolitan region. And almost half of the adult population lacks a high school diploma, and 46% of households are below the poverty line. We must transform this area too. So I announced today a new effort with Mount Carmel Health Systems. And Mount Carmel has agreed to work with the city and with Franklinton to develop a vision for a stronger, healthier, and more sustainable neighborhood. This effort will stabilize the neighborhood and encourage residential and commercial investment. Our partnership with hospitals is not new. We've partnered with Children's Hospital and University Hospital East to improve their surrounding neighborhoods, and I'm confident we will transform this neighborhood too. So Sean McKibben, Sean McKibben and Kathy Espy, my sister and family, stand up, Kathy. And Sean, is Sean here? Sean, stand up, Sean. You got the whole Espy family, this rest of my family right here. Right here, there you are. And they're all here tonight, and we're so grateful for that partnership because it will make a difference. Columbus has become one of the greenest cities in the nation as well. But this past year may have been our greenest ever. We announced the Saada Greenways project, which will create 33 acres of new green space downtown by removing the Main Street Dam and returning the river back to its natural state. And we also removed the Fifth Avenue Dam on the Olentangy. Now, both of these efforts will open these rivers to greater recreational activities on the banks and in the water. And our fleet in the city of Columbus has been recognized as the greenest in North America. And we opened our first compressed natural gas fueling station, the largest of its kind in the Midwest, with more to come. And we're launching our new bike share program, an affordable 24-hour network of 300 bikes at downtown stations. Users can borrow a bike, ride for any amount of time, and return it with ease. But what I'm most proud of in this area is bringing curbside recycling to every single family household in Columbus. And we've done this with an astounding recycling cart adoption rate of 98%. And so far, residents have diverted over 26,000 tons of recyclables from the landfill in 2012. And that's about 25% more than the year before. And I want to thank Councilmember Eileen Paley for her strong support for this program. Thank you, Eileen. Everyone should recycle, so we're also making it even easier. This spring, we will install 130 new recycling containers on High Street from Broad Street to Lane Avenue. And we're also working with Ohio EPA to recycle at restaurants and bars on High Street as well. We are improving our economy by creating jobs. We are improving our neighborhoods by investing in them. We are improving the environment by getting green. But the most important thing we can do is to support our children by guaranteeing them a good education in Columbus. When our kids graduate from high school, they should be able to do one of four things: get a good job, go to college, join the military, or start a business. But too many of our young people are not prepared to do any of the above. I do not fault them for their lack of skills and preparation when it is our responsibility to get them ready. As parents, as civic leaders, and as business leaders, we need to fight to give our kids the best education they can receive. This is the fight for the very soul of our city, as educating our kids is nothing less than the next civil rights movement of our time. Education should not depend upon the color of your skin, the size of your parents' bank accounts, or the neighborhood in which you live. Education is a fundamental right for every child in Columbus, and it's up to us to protect that right. Let me take you around the world for a minute, to Pakistan. Malala Yousafzai, a 15-year-old Pakistani girl who stood up to the Taliban to say that every girl has a right to an education. And the Taliban tracked her down in a school van and shot her in the head for merely wanting to be educated. Malala survived, and she continues to this day to advocate for educating girls. And even after the Taliban said they will kill her for her beliefs, she is standing up against them. And if Malala can risk her life for an education, what are we here in Columbus willing to do to ensure our kids get one too? Jean Harris has dedicated her life to education. Educated in this district as a child, Jean has spent her entire adult life giving back to our kids, especially these last dozen years as superintendent. Dr. Harris's accomplishments are too many to count. Jean led an effort to build new, renovate, and modernize 35 Columbus schools after decades of neglect before her. She reduced the size of early elementary school classes and increased graduation rates. She has won more awards than I can count, including just last year when she was named Ohio Superintendent of the Year by the Buckeye Association of School Administrators. Dr. Jean Harris, please stand. Where are you? There you are. I want to thank you. Thank you for your service to our kids and to our city. You know, when South High School opened in 1900, no, Angela Pace was not a student then. It was one of only 4 high schools in the city of Columbus. Its first graduating class had 10 students. Over the years, its graduates included, of course, Angela Pace, but also former Mayor Tom Moody, County Sheriff Earl Smith, Columbus School Superintendent Joe Davis, Major League Baseball player Frank Howard, legendary publisher Amos Lynch Sr., and M.I. Homes founder Irv Schottenstein. These are great people who have helped change our city. And much has changed over the years. Today, more than a quarter of South High School students struggle with disabilities, and more than 91% are economically disadvantaged. South High is designated as an at-risk school on Academic Watch. Less than 56% graduate after 4 years, and only 58% graduate after 5. This neighborhood that we're in today is fighting so hard to come back from daunting challenges, is home to this high school whose challenges are equally formidable. It is the kids of this school, the kids of South High School, we fight for, and the thousands more kids in Columbus just like them. In the past decade, Columbus City Schools has seen an increase in students with special needs, living with one parent for whom English is their second language and living in poverty. In fact, 82% of Columbus City School children are economically disadvantaged. But our children's economic status should not predetermine the quality of their education. Many of our students deal in tough family situations, violence in their neighborhoods, and bullying in their schools. But our students, I want to say this to you. You can't let your current circumstance dictate your future success. There are great examples of success in Columbus City Schools. This district has 12 high schools recognized by U.S. News and World Report's America's Best High Schools. The district offers 18 different advanced placement courses and international baccalaureate offerings. It boasts award-winning programs in music, in arts, in sports, robotics, public service, and STEM education as well. And some of our students are among the best in the country, and many go on to prosperous and productive careers. We should be proud of them. And we must build upon these successes. So tonight, let's set a new goal for Columbus to become the best city in the nation for every child to receive a quality education. That is our new goal in the city of Columbus. That is our new goal in the city of Columbus. But hear me out. This goal requires significant changes in how we educate our kids, and it will not be easy. Big cities around the nation, including Columbus, have struggled to make the changes needed for quality education. Financial, demographic, labor, administrative, and political challenges have stood in the way of change. There are more pulls and tugs in education than in the Roman Senate at the time of Caesar. But hear me out. Change means doing things differently, and that brings both fear and hope. And I believe that hope is stronger than fear. Hope will lead us to a new community will, united in purpose and focused in mission, summoning an unprecedented political will to do what may not be comfortable, but what is right for our kids. And as leaders, we cannot allow the wedge of rumor and innuendo to sidetrack us. It makes us small. It makes us small. Because we will be tackling thorny issues. And there will be smart and decent and passionate people arguing on all sides of this issue. Transition always causes tensions. But let us not allow those tensions to divide us. Instead, let us have the courage to unite behind the cause of education. And let us rise above division, because we are better than that. Now, this challenge led City Council President Andy Ginther and I to bring together an extraordinary group of people from every sector of our community, from education, from business, from labor, nonprofit, the faith community, the school board, the city council, to make Columbus the best big city in the nation for educating kids. And I want to thank Andy Ginther. And I'd like Andy to stand up right now, because he's been a great partner and a great leader on this effort. The Columbus Education Commission is already developing a pathway for change. The Commission is executing the most extensive community outreach ever. Thousands of residents have generated good ideas online through postcards and neighborhood forums. At the conclusion of this process, the Commission will make specific recommendations outlining the roles for the school district, the city government, the private sector, and civic leadership, all of whom need to do more in education. And members of the Columbus Education Commission are here tonight. And I'd like for them to stand, if you could. Thank you so much. Thank you. As the commission works, we learn more, our focus sharpens, and our aspirations take shape. But tonight, I'd like to talk to you about some of my aspirations for education in Columbus. First, our school district's business practices must be efficient and sound. And while the core mission of schools is to educate children, it is also a big business faced with big business issues. It manages hundreds of buildings. It maintains a fleet of buses transporting thousands of students. It serves thousands of meals. It operates scores of libraries, provides health care, and manages complex technology. It's a $1 billion enterprise with almost 7,000 employees. And so as we undertake an operational review, I ask that we challenge ourselves, to think differently, and seriously consider whether some of these services can be streamlined, shared, or delivered in a smarter way. Second, we need to recruit the best teachers and principals in America and keep them here and empower our teachers to teach and to lead. I'm here to tell you, and I believe this to the bottom of my heart, the teacher is the most honorable and most important profession in our society. They are the key to everything we do in education. Columbus schools have many, many good teachers right now, and we need many more in the future. We must make sure that these teachers feel supported and have the authority to make decisions to improve their own classrooms. We need to provide our teachers with resources to extend their professional development, with reliable technology in the classroom, and with strong incentives for good performance. And Coleman, our teachers need the support of a good principal. The best principals thrive in districts that give them authority over the schools and are held accountable for their decisions. Principals must be empowered and have the freedom to develop a culture of excellence. no one is better equipped to recruit great talent than the leaders of our business community. So we will need the private sector skills and resources to help us bring and keep the best teachers and principals in the city of Columbus. Third, we must aspire to provide access to quality preschool for every 4-year-old child, regardless of income. We know that children with a quality pre-K education are much better prepared to succeed in grade school, in high school, in college, and indeed in life. We also know that preschool education costs more than families can afford. Did you know that the average full-day quality pre-K is as pricey as tuition at the average Ohio public college? Now, we heard President Obama last week set a goal that we need to have quality pre-K for every child in the nation, and that's a good goal. He pledged to work with the states to make this a reality. And we welcome and need that support from our federal and state government. You know, Columbus City Schools now offers preschool for some kids, and that's a great thing. But the district cannot do this alone. The city can help, and we'll be there to help. But we can't do it alone either. We need the private sector, we need nonprofits, we need faith-based organizations, and state and federal government to help us fund and deliver this essential foundation of a quality education. Now look, this is an expensive proposition. But it would be the best money we ever spent. Because I believe we can reach this aspiration not overnight, but over time. Technology is revolutionizing education. Without access to it, too many of our kids are falling behind, so we must tech up in the classroom. Tech up. That's a new word for me. Computers, tablets, smartphones, and the internet are allowing teachers and students to benefit from the best courses from schools throughout the world. Digital education works best when each teacher and each student has direct access to technology throughout the school day. And despite the great promise of technology, most Columbus schools have only 3 to 5 computers per classroom. This is clearly inadequate. We cannot solve this problem all at once, but we can phase it in. So let's start at 1 grade level and add additional grades as appropriate as we tech up. And finally, every child deserves to go to a good school. And the schools that consistently fail our children must be replaced. Unfortunately, we don't have enough good schools in Columbus. Because when you combine Columbus City Schools and charter schools, only 5% of schools earn an A rating. That means only 2,800 of 65,000 students go to excellent schools. Now, meanwhile, 5 times as many students attend failing schools, both in district and in charter schools. I'm here to tell you that this is unacceptable and it needs to change. As a community, we should encourage, promote, and replicate the best of what works in education. We must support success and replace failure. Public charter schools are here to stay. They are here to stay. And we must view them as part of our overall public education system. A quarter of all our kids are enrolled in these schools, and they're just as likely to be poor or disadvantaged as those in the Columbus City schools. But I want to applaud Dr. Harris for proposing the Columbus Innovation Fund, which would provide additional public funding for the best district and charter schools. This is a first step in the right direction, and I thank you for that. Not only should we embrace our high-performing charters, we should also recruit the best charter schools from around the country, just like we recruit businesses to expand and locate in the city of Columbus. We have too many failed charter schools in Columbus, and we must find a way to close them. We must close failed charter schools. And I believe that as we embrace the good, shed the bad, we will strengthen overall public education in Columbus. So in order to achieve these goals, we will have to do things differently. We will need a new public-private partnership for education. And that partnership should be focused on attracting and keeping the best teachers and principals. They should be focused on providing access to quality pre-K regardless of income. The public-private partnership should be focused on closing the digital divide. And most of all, encouraging the growth of both good traditional public and charter schools while closing those that have failed our kids. So, as hard as we are working to change the way we educate our kids, it's all for nothing if parents do not make a commitment to. Most parents are good people and want to be good parents like my parents. Many of them work hard, maybe with more than one job to feed their families and keep a roof over their heads. Many of them, when they get home, are bone tired and in need of a good rest. Some parents experience extraordinary challenges like unemployment and poverty and bad relationships and lack of education for themselves. Unfortunately, not all parents keep the promise of parenthood to their kids. So my message to parents is this: no matter how hard you work, how little money you make, or what life throws your way, when your child was born, you signed up to be a parent. And this is the most important role of all. It carries with it an obligation to raise children to be the best they can be. I've seen parents in this community facing the most daunting challenges rise above their own situations to ensure the success of their kids. Parents like Natasha Wilson, a single mom of 5. She was a teenage mother. She was in an abusive relationship that ended with a 2-month stay in the hospital. She was homeless for a short time. She was carjacked. She lost a job, was evicted from her apartment, and struggled to find affordable housing. But through it all, Natasha kept her kids focused. Homework every day after school. Church twice a week. And she required the family to eat together every evening at the dinner table. Natasha's perseverance and focus has paid off for her and her children. Today, Natasha has a good job supervising 75 service workers at the Hyatt Regency. and her 5 kids are thriving. Michael, Honesty, and Tia are A students in school. Columbus Public Schools. Ariana graduated from the downtown high school with a 3.7 grade point average and will attend Franklin University in the fall. And Gabby graduated from the Ohio School for the Deaf, where she is continuing her education. Now, Gabby is both hearing impaired and blind in one eye. And Gabby was the homecoming queen for the basketball team, and she's just doing great. I have seen parents like Torella Stevens, a single mother of 2. She's a high school dropout. She has no income outside of food stamps and heating assistance. She has struggled to keep a job because she has so little education. Torella and her family were homeless too. And she's had health problems making it difficult for her to function day to day. But even with all those very difficult challenges, Torella has put education first in her children's lives. Torella said, and I quote, "Without an education, you have nothing." And she said, quote, "I can't always help my kids myself, but I have found a way." Yes, Torella has indeed found a way. She found a way for her daughter, Jerica. And Jerica is a Brookhaven High School student, and she proudly holds a 4.0 grade point average. Jerica is on the drill team and works a part-time job too. And Torella has found a way for her daughter, her other daughter, Elizabeth, who attends this high school, South High School, and she's a bulldog. Because just last week, Elizabeth made the super honor roll. Torella has found a way. Torella and Natasha and their families are here tonight. And I want you to stand and I want you to acknowledge their great work. I thank you for showing the way. Natasha and Torella's families. Wow. You're an inspiration to the entire city of Columbus. Because if Torella has found a way, if Natasha has found a way, then this community can find a way too. We have no excuse. We can find a way for Jerica. We can find a way for Elizabeth, for Gabby, for Ariana. We can find a way for Michael, Honesty, and Tia. And you know, we can find a way for every single kid in Columbus. But we must first stack hands and become the best city in the nation for every child to receive a quality education. I want to thank you. God bless you. God bless the city of Columbus. Angela Pace, the #1 Bulldog.
I gave you my Bulldog 10, so I think that means we're going steady. Sit down, we're not done yet. Sit down. Almost done, not quite there. How about another round of applause for not only the best mayor, but the finest mayor. And while we are acknowledging people, we have to acknowledge probably the busiest person in the room, our signer. This is Lori Ann Clark. Lori Ann. Somebody needs to give Lori Ann a hand massage once this is all over, because that was a long speech. But he had a lot of important stuff to say, and that's what they told me to say when I came back out here. So, you know, the mayor was talking about the importance of education and the importance of teachers. In the last month or so, I have spent a lot of time here at South. My good friend Todd Tooney is the new executive director of City Yes, of City Year Columbus. And I wish all of you could be here from time to time to see what these City Year kids are doing right here at South High School and in other schools around Columbus. These are young people who are giving up a year of their life. Now, when I was their age, I would have been partying somewhere. But these kids give up a year of their life to do community service, and a lot of them are doing it right here at Columbus South High School. And I have seen them working with the 9th graders and making a huge difference in the lives of these kids, making these kids want to come to school on time, making these kids want to do their homework, making these kids really want to succeed, because these City Year kids know that these kids can succeed. So I have to give another round of applause to my kids, my City Year kids. Thank you so much for everything that you are doing to make South High School and the other public schools here in the city of Columbus much, much better. We were talking a little bit backstage about the history of South High School, and when you think history, you think old people, so here I am. And back in the day, South High School really had quite a sports reputation, but South also had a great reputation when it came to music. We had a marching band, of which I was a very proud member. I played clarinet, and I was the squad leader. Look at these legs, you can tell, right? We had a marching band that was very competitive, orchestra and concert bands, very competitive both locally and across the state. We also had choirs and chorales, and we had ensembles that were also very, very competitive. And we would compete on a regional and statewide level, and we really did very, very well. We were very lucky to have with us at that time some young, they were young then, band and choir directors. Sid Townsend, Wes Orr were our band directors, and then we had a guy named James Gallagher, who was our choir director, who directed us in the choir. Now, that was a little segue to get us to this point. How did I do? Huh? I had to tap dance for a little while. How did I do? Because there is still music going on here at Columbus South High School. Music is very big. There's a big program going on right here. Columbus City Year, South High School, and the Harmony Project have joined hands earlier this year to form South High Harmony. Kids representing grades 7 through 12. They performed at the Southern Theater earlier this year, knocked it out the park. Now they're getting ready to knock y'all socks off. Ladies and gentlemen, South High Harmony.
Be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door.
Yeah, you can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be your master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you will find yourself
standing in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. never could be broke. Do it for your people, do it for your pride. How you gonna know if you never even try?